Hello adventurers, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sawyer.
I'm Danny.
Together we are
McPeek Adventures.
Danny, where are we today?
We're at the Claremore Museum of History.
Let's go adventuring! The Claremore Museum of History is located about 30 minutes northeast of Tulsa in Claremore, Oklahoma. Upon entering the museum, the exhibit of the Cadet Grill drew us in. The exhibit honors Judy Smith Eagleton, whose parents opened the Cadet Grill in the 1950s. For years, Judy had been building a large collection of local artifacts and championed the creation of the museum. Some have said that without her, the museum might not exist. A fun fact about the Cadet Grill is that it was a local favorite and was noted for its chicken fried steak dinners.
Claremore has been home to many notable people. One of those people is Helen Robson Walton, who was the wife of Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart and Sam's Club. Helen was an American philanthropist and a huge supporter of the arts.
The next section of the museum covers Claremore education. Did you know that Claremore High School is the only school in Oklahoma with a zebra as its mascot? The zebra came from the nickname they received after unveiling striped football jerseys in the 1920s and a fan commenting that they looked like a bunch of zebras. This is Frank the Zebra, who was raised at Woolaroc and provided to the museum after he passed. If you haven't visited there yet, be sure to watch our video on Woolaroc Museum and Wildlife Preserve. Claremore has a rich history of sporting accomplishments and many of them are on display. This is the state of Oklahoma after all, so anytime you can showcase football trophies, it's a big deal. Since the inception of NASA, when President Eisenhower signed the National Aeronautics and Space Act of 1958, there have only been about 360 total astronauts. One of them happens to have been from Claremore. Stuart Roosa was an American NASA astronaut who was the command module pilot for the Apollo 14 mission. Did you know that Claremore was also home to entertainers? Patti Page was a singer and entertainer primarily known for pop and country music. She was the top charting female vocalist and best-selling female artist of the 1950s, selling over 100 million records during a 6-decade-long career. Lynn Riggs was an author, poet, playwright, and screenwriter. His most notable work, especially here in Oklahoma, was his 1931 play, Green Grows the Lilacs, which was adopted into the musical Oklahoma. This is the original surrey with the fringe on top that was used in the movie Oklahoma. It was given to the Lynn Riggs Memorial Foundation in 1956 by Shirley Jones, who starred in the movie Oklahoma. It's incredible the condition they've been able to keep the surrey in after all those years. There's a good assortment of artifacts from Oklahoma on display, including the honeymoon dress that was donated by Shirley Jones. This side of the museum gives a timeline overview of the history of Claremore from the beginning.
You can easily spend hours here reading, learning, and enjoying this beautifully curated space. You could tell that each item, photo, and plaque has a purpose in telling Claremore's vibrant history. There is one person we haven't mentioned yet, and that's Oklahoma's favorite son, Will Rogers. While he is definitely a prominent staple to Claremore history, his story is told up the street at the Will Rogers Memorial Museum.
The Building Heritage, History, and Hope exhibit highlights African American history linked to the city of Claremore. Ronald Johnson was the first African American to become a member of the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Lincoln School was named after President Lincoln and was an all-black school. In 1952, the Lincoln Lions won the Class C state championship in basketball. The Claremore Clowns were an all-black semi-professional baseball team from 1946 to 1958. The Pocahontas Club Ladies, Leaders, and Legacies is the newest exhibit at the museum, highlighting their dedication to community service and cultural preservation. At one point, Claremore thought that they had radium water, but it turns out it was just sulfur, and it actually stunk up most of the city. The story that fascinated me the most was the story of Andy Payne. Andy competed in the Transcontinental Foot Race of 1928, running from Los Angeles, California to New York City. He ran more than 3,400 miles in 84 days and won a grand prize of $25,000. 275 racers started the race and only 55 completed it, Andy being number one.
Now that takes some grit. If you are a runner, check out the upcoming Andy Payne Route 66 race taking place in Claremore on April 12th, 2025. Link for that in the description if you are interested. Items in this gallery are especially neat because they were things Lynn had in his home when he passed away. I like seeing all the books he was into reading at the time. It was like being invited to see his personal library. If you're in the Tulsa area or planning a trip to Tulsa, we highly suggest that you get yourself to Claremore to see the Claremore Museum of History. We thoroughly enjoyed it and we will definitely be back.
Adventurers, we just finished our time here at the Claremore Museum of History, and man, this place, you might see it from the outside and think it's just gonna be this little museum. But
that you get through really quick, but no, we were there for a long time and enjoyed every second.
And it is impressive. The setup in there, oh, it's gorgeous. From the moment you walk in the door, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more of our content, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button.
We'll see you on our next adventure.